Well, good morning. Here we are. It's the morning of September 30th, 2013. It is a beautiful Monday morning here in the White Mountains. As you can see, if you look out over the valley, not sure if you can really tell here, but foliage is starting to kick in a little bit. Not quite at the peak, just kind of at the early stages, but looks really pretty, and it's probably going to get a little nicer along the hike. Well, last night slept probably a total of an hour maybe. Just, you know, you got all these things running through your head about what you might be forgetting, what you gotta be prepared for, and then realizing that last night was the last night for the next 6 days that I'm gonna be able to sleep in a comfy bed. And that's a little alarming for someone who's not used to roughing it. But it's a beautiful morning. It's probably about, we're probably in the mid-50s right now. And as soon as we start hiking, it's gonna feel like it's in the 80s. And it's just supposed to warm up over the course of the day. Big trip ahead of us, really excited. I gotta go finish up packing, but definitely we'll document along the way. All right, well, here we are. I'm just doing a video. After a couple months of planning, a lot of preparation, we're finally at the very beginning of our trip. This morning we decided to rework our hike. So instead of starting on the East Branch Trail, which is a much longer trip to Carter Dome, which is where we wanted to get to tonight, we're going to be starting off on the Bog Brook Trail. And according to this map, that's about 2.7 miles to Wild River Trail. So we have no idea how long that's going to take us because our backpacks are enormous and incredibly heavy. This is Dad's right here. We're only guessing. We weighed this in at about 38 pounds the other night, but we've added, man, a lot of stuff to that. And then mine is probably right about the same weight. It just looks a lot bigger. So anyway, really excited. Hardly slept last night. Very anxious, a little concerned, a little worried. I mean, this is a big trip. Looking forward to getting the first night under our belt because I just think it's going to be a little weird. A little uncomfortable at first sleeping out in the woods. Haven't done that in a long time in terms of like really hiking deep in. But if we get to where we want to be, we should be at the Carter Notch Hut, which could provide alternative shelter if we decide to use it. So anyway, we're just going to see how it goes, play it by ear. Really looking forward to it. I'm going to document it the whole way. And probably going to look like amateurs, but I'm sure by the end of this thing we're going to be like seasoned hikers. So I'll talk to you soon. All right, so we just started our hike probably about 3 minutes ago, and we've come across our first crossing. Pretty treacherous.
I made it.
How's your back feeling, Dad?
Well, so far comfortable. I can feel the straps kind of pulling on my neck, so I don't know how I'm going to feel tonight. But anyway, I'm doing okay.
Well, that's good. Because we're only 3 minutes in.
The tree will be very slippery.
All right, so we're maybe 10 minutes in and we're at our first legitimate river crossing. I don't know how legitimate it is. It's much bigger than the first one. But we gotta try and figure out a way to get across without getting soaked. And our options are taking the rocks, trying to do the balance beam across the tree, but so far we think that's a bad choice, especially with 45-pound packs. So I'm trying to think. Can
I think
maybe right up there?
Best bet. You want me to try?
Yeah,
it?
you go. You scout it out.
Okay.
This way first.
Kind of mossy.
Yeah, looks it. Yeah, maybe up to that next level. Be careful.
Go that rock and jump.
Okay. Be careful jumping. Woo! Nice move. Now it's my turn. It's really mossy. That rock didn't budge at all?
It didn't budge, but it's soft. It's all mossy on the top.
I might go up to that level.
Doing that, okay.
Might be a little.
Solid. Oh my God.
And I've drenched myself already. That's okay. That's okay.
Well,
we're good.
The boots did a good job shedding water. They look like they're dry, actually, but I don't know if it went up over your boot.
I can feel it a little bit, but I got the Wiccan
no.
socks, so we're all good.
Okay.
First river got me. Next river won't be so lucky.
Now we're lost. I forgot where the trailhead went. We got to backtrack downstream for a minute.
Really, I'm serious. By the end of this, we are going to be pros. Yeah, some might say I'm just a guy in advertising who doesn't really know what he's doing out in the wilderness, but I'll prove you all wrong.
All right.
Nicely done. All right, time to redeem myself. Oh yeah. That's pathetic. But it's so pretty. It is awesome out here. So far, we've been on the Bog Brook Trail, and the guys said that it was really going to be muddy, which it has been, but it's been beautiful. And there's a good amount of foliage already. It'll probably get nicer as the week goes on, but the views have really been outstanding. So far, pack is definitely heavy, but I'm learning, got to keep my belt buckled really tight, and that definitely helps to keep the load off my shoulders. I think I was having my shoulders carry the bulk of the weight through the first, well, however long we've been out here so far.
I got it.
It's warm, yeah.
Sweat.
There hasn't been much elevation gain yet. Just kind of little ups and downs along the way. I don't think we're expected to get to major elevation gain until a little bit farther down the trail. But so this is kind of a good starting point for us. We tested out at the parking lot cell phone reception, which we didn't even have at the parking lot. So we're thinking if we get any today, it's probably going to be on the peak of Carter Dome. But we got a ways to go before we get there. That's probably about 4 hours or so. So anyway, Dad's just pulling off the jacket. It's definitely warm out here after you're hiking a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels so much better with the jacket off. All right. I need the crane. Get the come along to lift this up.
Whoa.
That is a heavy pack.
It looks like it.
But it's comfortable once it's on my back. Cinch this up a bit. We're good to go.
Perfect. Onward. How's it look, Dad?
This could be a little more of a challenge. I don't see too many dry rocks to hop, so
We'll have to scout this out.
hopefully we'll be good. A nice little stairway going down. Wow.
Let's see. What are our options? Yeah, this is a little bit more of a challenge, this one. And I haven't done so hot so far, so I gotta pick it up. All right, we made it to another river. This time we don't have to cross it. This time it's just for taking a little rest. I'm finally pulling off my my jacket that I've got over here. Man, I've been burning up. In the dense woods, it is a little cooler, but once you break out into the sun in spots, it is hot out. I mean, really beautiful weather. I'm sweating pretty good, but this shirt is keeping me nice and dry. And just taking a little water break. I would say that we're, I don't know, a mile and a half in.
I would say at least a mile and a half in.
At least a mile and a half in. I'll have to take a look at my GPS. But so far it's been really nice. Haven't seen any animals or people or anything so far. Have seen some footprints, but it is, some of these parts of the trail are really, really wet. So those could be footprints from days ago, maybe over the weekend probably. So not sure how many people we're gonna see. We've changed our route around a little bit. We were gonna start with the East Branch Trail and head past the Perkins tent site, I believe is what it was called. And instead we've decided to start on the Brook Bog Trail, I think it's called. And now we're on the Wildcat River Trail, or Wild River Trail. Can't remember which it is.
Wildcat River Trail.
Wildcat River Trail. And this is gonna take us right to the Carter Notch Hut, which I think is gonna be a great plan. We're gonna go directly there, drop our stuff off, take the bare essentials and go to Carter Dome, the peak of Carter Dome. That way we can travel that a lot lighter. It's supposed to be really steep. But anyway, so far so good. It is a beautiful day. What do you got there?
Went to Walmart last night and picked up some honey-coated banana slices. They're not the greatest tasting thing, but they're almost like honey-covered nuts. They actually taste like, but they're good. On the trail, they taste good, and I'm sure that they're pretty much healthy. So, I'm about to use my Katahdin water filter right now to refill my bottle. I don't know how much longer we're going to be near a river, so getting up to the hut, I can't imagine there'd be too much water up there, but so we're going to refill now. Absolutely gorgeous out here. We love it. And it's a good thing we have the wicking shirts on because we're losing a lot in perspiration. So we'll check in soon.
All right, so Dad's broken out our Katahdin water filter for the trip. This is our first time using it kind of in the backcountry. We tried it out last night. So how does that work, Dad?
It's got this flotation device that you put on, That keeps this not right on the bottom of the riverbed. It keeps it up off the bottom. And this has a screen on it, a filtering screen. And this is a weight to keep the filtering screen down submerged in the water. So you just leave it down like that. This thing pumps out the top and just fills water bottles, and it's got an adapter here so you can fill you know, bladders, water camelbacks or whatever. So I'm just filling my portable water bottle.
It's that simple? Just pump and it's good?
I hope so. Hope I'm doing it right. But anyway, we just drain it out and tack it up.
Good to go.
And we are good to go. Put my cap on it.
Let's see if... All right, we are a good ways in now. I would say we're probably halfway to Carter Notch Hut. It's been a great hike. The weather is perfect. I mean, I'm drenched because it is really warm actually. It's probably in the mid to upper 60s, maybe a little cooler in the woods, but it is, with the hiking, man, you really work up a sweat. Haven't seen really any wild animals around. Heard some birds, but nothing too interesting. And we've just made our way back to the stream. This is, I believe we're still on Wildcat River, and we're gonna take a little break to fill up our water bottles. It's been nice to be hiking along a stream, but we're not quite sure what happens once we get into higher elevations, if we're going to lose a source of fresh water. So we're going to fill up where we can. I think Dad's going to chug his water bottle because he's still got that filled up, and then do another Katahdin filtering. Geez, what a day. It is absolutely picture perfect.
Wow, this is pretty. This is our trail. This is the Wildcat River Trail. According to the GPS, we have about 1.5 miles left to get up to Carter Notch Hut. And Gary's down there by the river taking some pictures. There's his pack. There's mine. I'm going to go down and take a look at the river. It's very pretty. It's been incredible scenery. Foliage is gorgeous. We are definitely getting up higher in the elevation because there are more and more conifers here and less deciduous. But very beautiful setting. We're taking a little water break here. We've been on the trail for a little over 2 hours now. Not one sign of a bear. Very disappointed. So anyway, we'll check in a little while. Hopefully in about 2 hours we'll be at the Carter Notch Hut. That's what we're hoping. So we're going to spend the night there, and don't see any problems in reaching that as long as we keep our footing. So anyway, we'll check in later. Bye.
All right, here we are on a particularly steep section of Wildcat River Trail, I think it is. And it doesn't look like it. I don't think the picture's going to do it justice. And this section isn't quite as bad as what we just went over, but man, we noticed on the map this is going to be the tough section of the trail. And for the first 2 miles or so, we were thinking, we got this. This isn't a big deal. But it is a picture-perfect day, and it's not easy. You know, it's definitely strenuous. So we can't imagine what it would be like on a tough day. How you feeling, Dad? How's the pack?
Yeah, running, working on the bike. did not get me in shape for this. Oh boy.
You got different muscles, I guess.
It's straight up here. Straight up. It's like climbing the Empire State Building. Oh, that's what I should have done to get in shape.
We still got a good ways to go. Most of it, I think, is going to be a steady incline. Something like this. So we're just going to take our time, be careful about it, and we're excited that at the end of this trail is the Carter Notch Hut, which after a day like this, first day getting our hiking legs, would probably be nice to settle in at. So
Sure will. That'll be good.
so
We're doing well.
can't tell, it's fairly steep, and it looks a lot steeper when you got a big old pack on your back. So just keep on working it. After you, Dad, you want to
Sure
go
is
first?
pretty. Yeah, I'll
Oh
head
man,
up.
it's beautiful. I don't know if you can really see, the leaves have really started to change. All right, so here we are. We're probably, I'm guessing, a half a mile away from the Carter Notch Hut. We've been making pretty good time. Things have been good. Like I said earlier, we decided to change our route a little bit. And our original route was supposed to go over, what's it called, Carter Dome?
Carter Dome.
Carter Dome. And we just sat down here. It's a beautiful little brook to rest a little bit. And then we looked up and holy crap, that's Carter Dome. Way the hell up there. Man, I don't think you can really get appreciation for it in the video, but that is high. That was our original route with 45-pound backpacks.
It's straight up.
What were we thinking? That's
Straight up.
crazy. That's that elevation is about 4,800 feet. Our hut is at about 3,200 feet, I think. And right now, I think we're about 3,000 feet. So we don't have that much left to go. So glad we didn't go that way. If we do decide to scale the summit, we're just gonna leave our bags behind. But so far, it is absolutely beautiful. Some great scenery. The foliage still looks amazing. And it's only about 12:15, so we feel like we're making pretty good time. But granted, the trail we decided to take is a fraction of what our original plans were, but we're very happy about that decision. So, moving on. So, here we are. We finally made it to the Carter Notch Hut, and that was a serious hike. That was, you know, you hear people talk about, oh, you know, maybe that's a little ambitious, or, you know, those trails aren't that easy. It's like, yeah. But that was brutal. That was really brutal. And I guess it would be something with a different pack on, but, you know, with a 45-pound pack, it was pretty nasty. You look up here, you know, we're just in a little notch between Carter Dome and Wildcat. You really can't get a sense of it, but that's Carter Dome. That's cool. You see the little like rock garden up there.
I think I got reception.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Mom would be happy. There was coming up a little sign on the end of the trail saying to watch out for the helicopter because they had an airlift rescue mission in progress. Crazy. You know, this might be a little bit more serious than we were expecting it to be. But so far, besides a little back pain and some sweat, feel really good. Though we hear chainsaws in the distance, we're hoping that's not the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy.
Well, hon, I can't believe it. I got you.
All right, so we finally made it to the Carter Notch Hut, and we're just in time for a helicopter landing on one of the huts that they've got here. They're doing a resupply, and should be interested to see. It's coming in right here. Whoa! cool. Amazing. It is beautiful out here. So I just came down this little hillside and I saw that there was a lake on the map, but this is really pretty. This is beautiful. It is just quiet and peaceful besides the helicopter. And it's gone now. Now it's quiet and peaceful.
Just another peaceful day in paradise.
Oh my God.
This is our bunkhouse at Carter Notch Hut. Really cool.
This
Bunks.
is cute. No electricity though.
No power here.
No power, no water.
They have power down the main building down below.
Right now it is 4 o'clock and we have already made ourselves quite comfortable at the Carter Notch shelter. Here's Dad.
I'm ready for bed. In my sleeping bag.
4 o'clock. We've been here since 1. It is nighttime. This is what I had the biggest concern about on this trip. Just weird, unfounded, irrational concerns about camping out at night. And those are all going to be put on the back burner until tomorrow night because we're in the shelter. But what we are going to do to just prepare a little bit is keep the windows open to get used to the temperature because it's cold. It's not freezing, but it's definitely nippy. And also keep the windows open for any strange sounds. And hopefully that's something we get accustomed to tonight instead of having to get used to it while camping in a tent. So certainly feel a lot safer here. It's nice that there's some other people around, and overall it's been an awesome day. I mean, really can't say it enough. So signing off for the night. Check in tomorrow. Bye. Alright, well, good morning. It's the next day. Made it through the night. It's about 7:40 in the morning, and the sun's just starting to come up over the Carter Dome Ridge. It's a little cool. It's probably, I think it's probably about 40 degrees. It's not that bad. I mean, all things considered, it's just got a slight breeze this morning. I was really nervous about the first night, and it really helped out sleeping in a hut. It made it a lot more comfortable. The toughest thing was Dad snoring, but really it wasn't that bad. We slept pretty well. I would say really well considering, you know, the accommodations and just kind of being out here. We kept the windows open to get used to the cold weather, and also try and get used to some of the sounds that we'd hear in the woods. But I really didn't hear anything other than Dad snoring. We got a big hike ahead of us today. A little concerned about it in the sense that yesterday we thought was pretty grueling, and today, I don't know if you can really get a sense of the scale, but we gotta climb up the top of that peak. That's Wildcat A. And then there are a few other summits, I think like 4 other Wildcat summits that all link together that we've got to climb. And then I hear it's a really steep descent down the other side. So, well, it's Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. And right now, normally if I was back home, I'd be walking into my Tuesday morning meeting with the company. And instead, I'm out on a trail on the side of Wildcat Mountain. And I don't know how clearly you can see it, but looking down into the valley, you can't really see it that well. But it's a beautiful day. There's some low-lying clouds down there. And so far this trail is killer. This is, I mean, we knew it was gonna be tough, but it is, geez, you really just can't get a sense for it, but it's been pretty good grade up the side of the mountain the whole way, hand over the rocks.
Hopefully I'm going to lose a little weight on this trip anyway. That'll be a good benefit.
But we'll have to take it easy on the Three Musketeers. But yeah, we're just gonna do what we can. We know it's a longer trip today than it was yesterday. How you doing, Dad? Made it.
Gonna pull me right down over the ridge.
We got a longer trip today, but we got more time to do it. I think we're a little bit more comfortable. We finished at like 1:30 yesterday, exhausted. Today we know we've got a little bit more time. We know what our final destination is, so we're just gonna take it easy. This is gonna be the toughest part of the trip. The rest is literally downhill, so anyway. Dad's strapped back in, and I think we're ready to move on.
See you later. What a view.
Nice view?
It is unbelievable, looking right straight north.
All right,
You
well,
can see towns down in the valley.
let's see if we can get there.
Absolutely incredible.
It is wet on these rocks, and they're slippery.
Take a look at that.
Falling backwards. Wow! You cannot tell in the video, but it is amazing. What a view.
We're looking down into cloud cover down in the valleys, and there's a town that's got to be, I don't know, Berlin or like Jefferson or one of those towns. That's well north of us.
Oh,
The clouds look like a big lake.
They sure do.
Absolutely phenomenal.
I gotta feel like we're getting closer.
Yeah, I get that feel. Well, we're almost to the summit of Wildcat. Wildcat A, I believe, which is not the ski Wildcat, but one of the, I think it's the highest peak of Wildcat. And we finally have kind of leveled off a bit. It's been real straight up climb on some ridge lines that right on the side of a, cliff pretty much, but a good rocky trail to follow. So it looks like we're really approaching the summit here, and I'm going to kind of film walking through this scrubby pine area here because it's just so pretty. So we're catching our breath here after kind of a last gasp. Hopefully it's the last gasp and it's starting to level out, or it is leveling out. So anyway, it should be very pretty, so I want to film this.
My God, we go downhill up here.
Going downhill.
I don't think I like that. We worked so hard to get here.
So is that rock right there? Is that the summit?
We made it! This is Wildcat.
Now we're headed down. Oh boy.
A vista. Let's go take a look.
Oh, we're going to go to the Vista sign with an arrow pointing to Vista.
Oh my God, this looks like it could be amazing.
Oh wow. Wow.
How do I get there?
Wow.
Oh my God. There's the hut.
What?
There's the hut.
Oh, wow.
That's where we
Where's
were
the
last
hut?
night. Oh my God. The hut. Way
Down there.
We're way up above now. Wow. What a hike it's been. It's beautiful. It is October 1st today. Granted, it's a little chilly, but I'm hot from it. But it is a little hazy visibility really all in all is about 110 miles.
110 mile visibility. Oh my God. That is just a cliff. Down in the hut. Zoom in on the top of the hut. A series of buildings down there. This would have been a really cool vantage point to watch the helicopter drop yesterday. So, how are you feeling, Gary? Feeling good?
I'm feeling really well. You know, I thought I would be in rough shape after yesterday. We didn't hike that long, and I think it was a good preparation day for us. So we ate well last night. We rested a long time. We got like a full 12 hours of rest. And so far, we've been really conscientious about how we've climbed the mountain. We've taken it in just little baby steps. When our heart rate gets up a little bit, we rest for a little while. And it's only taken us an hour and a half to get up here. We shouldn't be far from the summit, and the rest is downhill from there. We just have to be careful about how we descend. It might be a little bit more treacherous that way, but I think so far I feel great, and I think we're handling the trail really well so far.
Yeah, I agree. I think we've done a remarkable job for rookies.
All right, we've just come out the other side of Wildcat. We may have even gone across Wildcat B. We seem to be descending. We have our first view of the other side of the mountain. This is now looking out over to Mount Washington. You can see the two ravines. You got, if you can, let's see, over on the left is Tuckerman's Ravine, and over on the right, that's Huntington Ravine, right?
Huntington on the right. See the auto road further to the right?
Oh yeah.
See the auto road going up the side there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera, but yeah, it's hugging the shoulder of the mountain over there. Man, the valley looks spectacular. It is so nice out there. Definitely a little windy, not as much tree cover here. So with the wind chill, it's getting a little cooler, especially with some of the, you know, after sweating a little bit. But we just took a break and now I think we're on our way. So I'm sure we'll be warming up.
Yeah. Pretty spectacular, the views we've seen.
It's amazing.
Really, I love the short little scrub pines up here near tree line. And you can tell we're kind of right near tree line because looking, we're about the same level where the trees end on Washington. Kurt, I wish you were here with us. Kurt, you would absolutely love this. This is something we're gonna have to do again.
Yeah, this is really cool.
It's quite an
we'll do
adventure.
everything wrong first and then you can come along.
Here we are finally at like the fourth Wildcat summit. I believe this is the summit of the ski area. Finally just turned a corner and here it is. And here's KB, who was back at the hut when we left this morning. She spent the night there. Hi KB.
Hi, how are you?
We made it!
You made it.
Wow, look at this. Oh my God. This is just unbelievable. Adams. And,
So I see there are two trails here. Do you know which one is? Well, right now is the best time of the day. It's lunchtime. And we're having lunch at the top of Wildcat D. Now, Wildcat D is the summit of the ski area. And man, the views are absolutely amazing. If you can see in the background, try and put it up there. We got Mount Washington in the background with Tuckerman's Ravine to the left and Huntington to the right. You can even see the auto road off to the right hand shoulder of the mountain. So we've been watching cars and buses go up and down that. I mean, really just a spectacular day. I mean, look out into the valley. The valley's just gorgeous. So we're at about 4,100 feet. It's taken a while to get here. It's about 12:40. We left this morning at 8:30. It's been grueling. It has not been easy. And we know it's a really steep descent all the way down into Pinkham Notch. So now's the time to refuel. Dad, what's for lunch?
Anything to lighten our pack. Let's heat it up. I think Milky Ways or Musketeers.
We got Snickers and 3 Musketeers on the menu. It sounds
We have
really good.
bagels. We have tuna fish, peanut butter, tuna, tuna salad. We have
Some good
many
options.
options here. And believe it or not, that's icy cold.
I might have some of that.
Yeah, I think I might have one too. So, that may be a little bit of a nap or something. It's just, it's hot. The sun on my back is actually hot.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The breeze is a little bit cool, but out of the breeze, it's really very hot.
It feels like a great place to dry off a little bit. You know, I've pulled my jacket off and letting that dry in the sun and air out a little bit. But now we've just got the descent. It's supposed to be pretty steep. We're guessing, I don't know, it could take a little time. And we're at about 4,000 feet. I don't know what elevation pickup notch is at, but I would guess around 1,500. I don't know. So we got a ways down.
Yeah, probably about 1,500. So we do have quite a descent to get down there. But even though sometimes the descent feels more dangerous for slipping and everything, it sure is a lot less strenuous on the body going down.
Yeah, no
So-
question about that.
So I'm happy about that.
All right, well,
So we're
lunchtime.
gonna have something to eat.
Bon appetit. All right, this is obviously not the Appalachian Trail. We've made it to the top of the Wildcat ski area, and we decided instead of taking the very steep and craggy trail down to the base via the AT, we take one of the Wildcat runs. And right now we're on a blue. It's pretty moderate for a blue. It's really pretty though, actually. And as long as it's mowed the whole way and everything, this could be a nice little alpine walk. So we'll see how it goes. So last I checked in, we were at the summit of Wildcat. We've come down a good distance. I mean, the summit is way up there. But we thought that this was going to be an easy alternative to the Appalachian Trail. Whoa, were we wrong. This has been really hard. I mean, it is constant banging on our knees. We'd much rather be on the trail. We thought it'd be a little bit easier and a more direct route. But I gotta say, it really has much better views than the Appalachian Trail. In there, we've been just surrounded by trees without many vista opportunities. And Wildcat's been nothing but beautiful, beautiful scenery.
Sticking them in an ice bucket.
Yeah. So Dad, where are we now?
We're at the base of Mount Wildcat, the ski area. And that was the most difficult part for me, coming down the ski slopes. Because, what's the matter?
The bug's jumping on me again.
But because it was ruining my knees coming down that way. I had to come down backwards. But it feels so good to be back down here. So we have a nice easy walk back to Pinkham Notch.
Yep. Yeah, you can probably hear the road. 16, NH16 is right over that bank. And so we're back towards civilization a little bit. That was a brutal, brutal hike. My knees are killing. I think we're gonna be in pretty rough shape towards the end today. So we're trying to figure out where we're gonna set up camp because it's already, well, it's about 2:45. So we've got a couple more hours, I guess, but we're getting tired. I'm certainly tuckered out. Thank God it's such a beautiful day. It's been absolutely amazing. Maybe too hot actually, because I've been sweating up a storm. But looks like my battery's almost dead, so I'm gonna try and recharge it at Pinkham Notch. All right, so it's about 4:40, and what we decided to do was set up camp for the night. Last night we did a hut. Tonight it's time to camp out in the backcountry. If you can hear the sounds in the distance, it isn't too far into the backcountry. We're not that far off of Route 16 in New Hampshire, and we're just off of the Lost Pond Trail. If you take a look, you're not going to be able to see it. We're probably 300 feet away from the trail, and even farther still is where we're going to set up our camp. So let me show you around our planned new home for the night. Somebody's already scouted out this location. We can tell because there is a campfire. Really a perfect spot. Nice flat land, a nice log to sit on. And we're thinking about pitching our tent right over there. Okay, so we have just finished setting up our camp for the night. And over there we have our lovely little tent. We've collected some firewood to boil our water, so we're hoping we can get it hot enough to boil. And then we've strung up our packs. Dad's gonna go down to the river, which is about, I don't know, 200, 300 feet down, get some water, and then we'll start cooking. And I'm gonna try and start a fire. Let's see if I can do it. Alright, when starting a fire in the wilderness, you really need to take some things into consideration. One, birch. The skin of a birch tree burns really well. It's a great way to start a fire. The actual tree itself doesn't burn at all hardly. So we use that as a base layer, and then we get kindling. We kind of just layer that up on top. We want to leave a little air so it can breathe. So once we have this part of the fire going, we've got our bigger logs over here that we'll throw on there. So now comes the tricky part about starting a fire in the woods. The tricky part is actually getting it to start, which is why we brought this. Let's give it a whirl. Just light one of these, light it over there, light it over here, light it over there. He doesn't want to light. Light it over there. Ooh, yeah. Not so hard. Yeah. Start throwing in some of the bigger ones. Because that birch bark is going to burn out pretty quick. Alright, so here it is. Wow, that's really bright. It's about, 7 o'clock exactly. And we just finished dinner a short while ago. We hung our bag a little, I don't know, maybe 100 feet away, so bears wouldn't get to it at night. Dad's hoping there will be a bear. Me, not so much. I'd rather see a bear in daylight, be much more comfortable. So this is kind of the part of the trip that I've been most worried about, is just camping outdoors. There are a few things that have calmed me so far, and one is the fact that Pinkham Notch Visitor Center is like less than maybe it's a quarter mile down the road, and you probably can hear the street traffic. It's a really well-traveled trail. I mean, obviously, probably nobody else out there tonight, but if we needed to, we could run over there really easily. It's not like we're out in the middle of nowhere. Honestly, with the temperature and everything, it kind of feels like we're camping at Nickerson State Park because it feels like summer. I mean, up in Carter Notch last night, it was probably close to about 40 degrees at this time. Right here, it's got to be in the high 60s. I mean, it's really amazing. Maybe it's a little lower. Maybe I'm a little overheated from hiking all day and working, but really it feels amazing. But here it is, night 2. We are camping out. We pitched our tent. We had a campfire. We made some beef stroganoff with Mountain House, which was delicious. It was amazing. And now we're getting ready for bed. It's getting dark, and probably aren't going to see daylight for another 12 hours or so. I think sunrise is around 6:30. We're going to try and make a move for it very early, because tomorrow we're really going to try and make a go for the summit of Mount Washington. The only way we can do that is if we get out of here really early. So our goal is to pack up and be out of here by 7:30, be on our way. Nice fire.
Yeah.
Well, here it is, Wednesday morning, and we just got up. I've been awake all night. Well, that's what it feels like anyway. It's been one of the longest nights of my life. Every little sound out there sounded like a bear was about to roll into the campsite, and it didn't happen. In fact, I don't think there was any animal anywhere, except for, what's that? Oh, that's Dad going to the bathroom outside. It's just starting to get light out now. It's about 10 past 6. Been waiting for this time since like 10 o'clock last night. Really, overall it was quiet. Really got a better feel for the sounds out there, and got more comfortable as the night went on. The temperature definitely dropped. When we went to bed, it must have been mid-60s, high 60s even. And I would guess it's lower 50s, high 40s. It's a little cooler, but very nice. And now it's time for us to start packing up. And I think Dad's going to put some coffee on, and we're going to start getting ready for our day hike. Ultimate goal, summit of Mount Washington. We'll see you in a bit. So it is about 8:20. I've been waiting here for about 15 minutes. We're at the AMC Lodge at Pinkham Notch. We're all packed up, ready to go. The goal is to reach the summit this morning. I'm not sure if we're going to have enough time because Dad's been on the phone with Mom for about 15 minutes. He's been calling and checking in every time we've gotten cell phone reception, which is cool, but we really need to hit the trail. So I'm hoping that she's not telling Dad that we cannot climb Mount Washington, though I am 99% sure that's exactly what she's telling him right now. I wish she would never even bring it up. So the goal is to get to, there's a shelter about 3 miles in, drop all of our sleeping gear, save a bunch of weight, and then hike up to the summit. The conditions at the summit are questionable. Right now they're in the high 40s, but the wind chill brings it down into the 30s, and later today they're expecting winds, wind gusts of up to 80 miles an hour. Not ideal. I mean, when we were first looking at the weather conditions, we really thought that this was supposed to be the perfect day. So we really wanted to make a move for it today. We'll see what happens. We'll definitely document along the way. For now, I'm just waiting for Dad. 10 minutes later, Dad's still on the phone with Mom. This is ridiculous. Where are we?
We are on the Halls Ledge Trail. We came off of 16 and we're headed back to get the car. And this Halls Ledge Trail will come out right by where the car is, which is like a 3.5 mile hike, something like that, 3.3. And then we're going to take the car back to Pinkham Notch and try and hike up to Hermit Lake Shelters. But had no idea what kind of grueling time we'd have just coming up this Halls Ledge Trail. This has been very, very difficult. It's been like a very, very difficult climb. There's no footing at all. It's straight up the dirt trail, and there's no footing, so it's like easy to slip, and just been a very tough morning, and so we're hoping we don't have a whole lot more until it starts to level out a bit.
It's about 2:30 on Wednesday. We're still on Hall's Ledge Trail. This has been brutal. This has been by far the worst trail we've been on. I can't even explain it. Maybe it's because we put in such a long day yesterday that I'm a lot more tired, that we've got limited access to water, or no access to water. But it doesn't stop. Like, we keep thinking we're at the top of this thing, and it just keeps going and going and going. And it's taking us kind of in the opposite direction of our car, which is really out that way. So we've got to hike up to this ledge and then go down to the car, and there's no water along the rest of the trail. So we're trying to conserve as much as possible, but this has been, we were not expecting this. Well, this is it. Hell's Ledge. Halls Ledge. Halls Ledge. Because it certainly felt like Hell's Ledge. This was miserable. And if you look up this way, definitely dark sky coming in. And there's a light drizzle. But we're on the back side of this now, so we're just, it should be a lot easier. If you look out into the valley, that's Mount Washington, completely covered in clouds. We were supposed to be up there today, but meteorologist mom told us not to, and it's probably a good thing. So here we are instead, Hell's Ledge, which was the worst hike ever, really, because we were just not prepared for the climb. We thought it was going to be really easy. But we've caught our bearings. I realized I have a good amount of water left. It's all downhill from here. We're going to be going back to the car, and I think I got a nice bottle of Coca-Cola waiting for me there. Looking forward to drinking that. We're back, finally. It's about 1:45 on Wednesday. Finally made it back to the car. So we left this morning. The original plan was we're just going to quickly hike back to the car and then drop it off at Pinkham Notch so we can start hiking back towards Mount Washington, get ourselves in a good position to hike up to the summit tomorrow. All I want to do is take a hot bath and have a beer. Oh my God, that hike was completely different than what we expected. I just saw like a straight line to our car. That's all I saw. And really it took us way out of the way. It hooked back. That's how we're going to be walking for the next several days. If we had planned better, now we know better, I never would have been carrying a 45-pound bag on a hike like that. For the most part, we could have gotten away with this whole trip with half the weight. But we've got the tent, we've got our sleeping pads, we've got our sleeping bags. You know, so there are ways that we could have gotten around it a little bit. We only did camp out once, and it was at Pinkham Notch Visitor Center area anyway, so we're back. It's been a hell of a hike. Beautiful day. I mean, if you can see, the leaves are really changing now. And the next step is just rest our legs, see how many blisters we've got, see if we can get them fixed before we try and conquer Mount Washington tomorrow. But for now, it's beer time, I think. Good morning. It is Thursday morning. I think it's the 3rd of October. And here we are back at Pinkham Notch Visitor Center. We've spent a lot of time here over the last couple days. But we're back and we're ready to attack the mountain. Well, we're ready to give it a shot. Our legs are killing. Yesterday we really got beaten up pretty good. Our legs are exhausted, my calves are stiff. We're gonna see what we can do to get to the summit, but the conditions aren't ideal. Beautiful weather, tons of visibility, which is good, not supposed to rain at all. But average wind speeds of about 55 miles an hour. The temperatures are going to climb into the low 40s and wind chill is going to be down below 30 in the 20s somewhere. It's going to get rough once we get above tree line, so we'll see what we can do. Can't even see it out there, but peak's out there, believe me. We are on the trail. We're off. Just getting started. It's really pretty so far. Man, just wish the trail the whole way to the top was like this. But if it was, it would probably be like a 20-mile trail. Dad, how you feeling today?
A little bit sore starting out. I should have taken some Advil, I think.
I still got some.
My left hip is a little sore, and my left leg seems to be a little worse than my right. Calves are loosening up.
Oh, great overall.
Perfect for starting Tuckermans. All right. Anyway,
Sounds great.
we're gonna do well. We're gonna do well. Looks like a beautiful day.
Sure does. We're gonna give this a shot. Worst case scenario, we'll end up at the base of Tuckerman Ravine, get some good snapshots, and call it a day. But to get to that point, I don't think it's that far. I think it's only about 2 hours. So we'll see what we can do. Our packs are much lighter today, which is really good. Dad weighed in at, I think about 20 pounds. Mine was maybe 15, 14. So huge difference.
And I'm already breathing hard.
Yeah, and this is easy stuff. This is, can't get much easier than this. And we know that there's some really tough stretches ahead of us, so we'll do the best we can.
Just pace. Just pace.
All right, where are we now, Dad?
Hi, we just started the Tuckerman Ravine Trail. We're probably 5 minutes into it, and we found so many great photo sites that we've been stopping everywhere. Everybody's passing us like crazy because we're making maybe too many stops looking at beautiful scenery. And this is here, I think, is the Crystal Cascades, which is really spectacular. How could you not stop here? This is beautiful.
All right, here we are. Still hiking up to the shelter site. So far, so good. I mean, what's made this day a lot more bearable are all the rocks. Gives you great footing. It's like walking upstairs. So much better than yesterday when it was just flat dirt. Really worked the calf muscles. But today feels a lot better.
Well, we're on the Tuckerman Ravine Trail. I don't know, I would assume we're probably halfway up to Hermit Shelter. And Gary clowning. He's going to die at the end of that. It's really very beautiful here. The trail is gorgeous. There's a lot of overlooks of riverbeds, rivers, waterfalls, cascades, gorgeous. The climb is a steady climb up gradual rocks all the way. Nice trail with good sure footing on rocks. And I would say the pace feels kind of like running maybe 9-minute miles on a track or something. That's about the breathing that it feels like. The only problem is it's sustained for several hours, and that's kind of tough. But very, very pretty and getting in shape to boot. Well, we're still on the Tuckerman Trail. Still haven't reached Hermit Lake Shelter yet, but just had to show you some of the views here. Very, very pretty brook down here, just going underneath us. We're on like a little wooden walkway. The brook's going off into the woods there, and just came up more of a moderate climb up rocks, but it wasn't a very long one. We have a little gift here of a shallow grade, which is really nice. Gary's stopping to take a couple pictures. Just wanted to show you this incredible view here, looking up at Tuckerman's. I'm hoping that the camera can focus in. Is a craggy looking ridge of Tuckerman's up there, and that's where we're headed. I don't think we're climbing that. I don't believe. I think we're going to be pretty lucky just to do well getting to the Hermit Lake Shelter today, but we'll see how we feel. Right now we're both feeling really pretty well. Okay, we're on the Tuckerman Trail. I think we're coming up. We just passed a couple shelters that were down in the woods there, little lean-to shelters. And now we're coming around a bend, so I thought I'd break out the camera here. And, oh my God, look at this. There's Tuckerman's towering above us. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
All right, we're at the Hermit Lake Shelters, and here is the cabin where the caretaker stays, and right over here is Tuckerman's Ravine, the infamous Tuckerman's. Man, it's getting cold. My tongue's getting a little frozen up. Hopefully we'll get started again soon. We're gonna try and go for it and just see what the conditions are like. If they aren't great, then we'll just turn back around. Our biggest concern is getting up there, being exhausted, and then not being sure if we're gonna be able to make the trip back down, because coming down is easier, but it's definitely more dangerous, trying to keep your footing and everything. So if your legs are tired, it's not the easiest thing to do. But we're gonna give it a whirl. Beautiful views. Wind's definitely sweeping off of these mountains and making it a whole lot colder. Don't want to bundle up too much because we're sweating pretty heavily, but we're gonna give it a whirl and let's see how we do. All right, we are slowly ascending to the head. What do you call it? The head wall?
The head wall.
The base?
Well, we're at the base of Tuckerman's. The base of Tuckerman's. We're not sure exactly where the trail is that leads us to the top. I'm sure it's not the head wall. That's the head wall.
Yeah, we're sure they wouldn't do that.
No. So we're kind of hoping for that over there. It still looks pretty formidable.
Quite honestly, I don't see any reasonable trail option from here. It all looks horrendous. But this is a beautiful little spot. There are beautiful waterfalls coming off of this, which I didn't even realize before. I'd never seen it. This little alpine stream, man, it's pretty. So we're pacing ourselves, taking our time. I'm feeling really good, you know, and we don't have that much farther to go. Well, distance-wise. Height-wise, we've got a big climb left. And like Dad said, we're not quite sure what the trail's gonna be. It's gonna be steep. There is not a good option from what I can see. And it's a little scary. You can probably see, deep into the valley. Man, it is beautiful. So we'll, I think we're gonna be there very shortly, the base of this tough climb, and then we'll see what it's like. Until then, Onward. All right, we're making headway on the Tuckerman Ravine Trail. You probably can see behind me, we're getting closer to the summit of, or I guess you call it the head wall of Tuckerman's Ravine. I got a bad fear of heights. I do not want to look down, but I'm going to take this picture over my shoulder so when I look back, I'll know how steep it was. I'm sure it's a very, very nice view. All right, checking in again a bit. I've mustered up enough courage because I'm not right on the ledge anymore. Man, we're hiking up these little waterfalls. It's amazing. Look all through here. Just these beautiful little waterfalls right along the path. It makes the rocks a little slick, but it is very nice. And Dad seems to be doing an amazing job. We don't seem that much farther from the head wall, but you know, I don't want to jinx us. Been a steep but very manageable climb so far. I think it has a lot to do with our packs being so much less weight than yesterday. But man, this is just stunning. Stunning views, and these little alpine waterfalls are just so cute. I don't know why I said cute, but they're really awesome.
Okay, we're here probably, I would say, like 2/3 of the way up Tuckerman's, from up the head wall, that is. We're a lot further than that on Tuckerman Ravine Trail, but up the head wall, I think we're getting close. I gotta show you this incredible view. Gary's down here filming, and there's another couple coming up behind us, and down there a ways. But let me quickly pan out to this unbelievable view. Never experienced anything like this in my life. This is absolutely incredible, and it's, I'm sure, very difficult to grasp just the sheer steepness and the beauty of this whole thing. This is our trail going up through. We have like a little craggy section to climb up through. A lot of this has been kind of hand over hand on the rocks, and we have huge boulder overhangs above us. I'm looking out. I swear I can see the ocean. That's how good the visibility is. Way out there. We're looking down at the summit of Wildcat ski area. Let me see if I can zoom in on that so you can see some of the trails there, but we're kind of looking down at that. So I'm sure we're close to the 5,000 foot mark here. But anyway, we'll check in when we get up to the top of this. Bye for now.
Watch your step. We're definitely getting closer. But we got this little stream to cross, and you gotta be careful because a lot of the rocks are wet. So far, been little gusts of wind, nothing that bad at all. Once we get to the top, I think this is kind of the shelter side. So once we get to the top, it might be a little worse. But so far the winds have been very calm. I cannot look out because of extreme vertigo, so I'm shutting this down.
We're here. It's starting to level off the top of Tuckerman's Ravine, so the climb is becoming a lot easier. It's been really difficult, but we're now officially above tree zone, above the tree zone. So, and these right here, those are not trees. That's bush.
Don't mind.
They didn't say anything about bush line, but we are officially above tree line, and I'll prove it right here. It says, "Welcome to the Alpine Zone." So I believe we're there. So I can't believe we made it this far. We have vertigo when we turn around and look at where we've come from and down. This is just a straight down cliff behind us. Straight down. You don't want to take a wrong step here.
We've come a long way up from the head wall of Tuckerman's. I mean, we are up here, and you can see the ridge. We're about level with the ridge that we run through the lower presidentials, and we still have this left to go. This craggy mess before we reach the summit. And I'm trying to figure out why they call it the Granite State. Well, look at this. It's just a, I don't know, world of granite boulders. Well, here we are. We are nearing, we keep thinking we're nearing the summit. And this rock scramble has been right from the beginning of the head wall of Tuckerman's. And it just doesn't stop. It just keeps going. And I feel like we've gone so far. Way down there is the head wall of Tuckerman's, and when we got to the top of that, I really felt like we were almost at the top of Mount Washington. But no, we were far from it. It only said 0.6 miles. Well, apparently it was 0.6 miles dead in the center of the mountain. Because they certainly didn't mean 0.6 miles from, you know, hiking up this trail, I don't think, or that it could just be a big baby. But oh my God, I see cars parked. I see cars parked. We're almost there. I can see, looks like a Toyota. Somebody's getting out. Because instead of hiking up this mountain, we could have just driven. Which is probably what we'll do next time. But the views are just amazing. We've been following these cairns or carns, or I don't know how you pronounce it, but they're pretty cool. This is what marks the trail. And man, before I thought we were so high up, and with each step we just get higher and higher. And the views are really spectacular. Looks like we got, well, I heard about 100-mile visibility. Gets a little hazy beyond that, but overall, we're doing really well. I feel great. I can't believe that when we started this climb this morning, I didn't even think that we were gonna get that far. My legs were killing. I know Dad was not feeling great. Yesterday was really rough. And we just started walking. And slowly, we kind of shook out our legs, and they started to feel better. And then I think really what did it was this older couple who we passed on the beginning part of the trail, and they said that they were going up the mountain, and we're thinking, geez, if they can do it, why can't we do it? And they've since passed us. They're probably at the restaurant up there enjoying a nice warm cup of tomato soup, and we still got a little ways to go, but not that much farther. Gonna make it. Gonna make it. Shake hands. Yeah, probably. So here we are. We're almost at the summit. It's taking, 5 hours for us to make this climb. For us to actually get to the very peak, we've got to wait in line. because there are busloads of people that are brought up here. And so we've got to wait our turn to actually get to the summit. But
Oh my God.
we made it. We're aching a bit, but happy we made it. Official summit right there. It'll be another hour for us to wait.
Well, here we are at the summit. We have about 2 feet left to climb. We've been about 5 hours on the trail. remarkable view. As you can see here, we're in line to get to the summit. Here we are, almost there. Congratulate each other when we finally do get there. So, we'll take a snapshot when we're there. Yeah, so, just it looks like you just came around and take a picture of us.
Talk into it, Nancy. They won't know what I'm saying.
Congratulations, Gary.
Well, we're just taking a few more looks around before we start making our way down. Boy, up at the summit, the wind really has picked up, and you know, after you cool down a little bit from a long hike, man, it's gotten cold. It's very cold. But man, it's all worth it. This has been awesome. Right below us here, you can see the Cog Railway tracks. Probably the scariest thing in the world. I can't imagine taking a train up here. And then you can see just beyond that the auto road. People coming up and coming down. It's definitely weird to hike all the way up here and, you know, run into a whole bunch of people. You know, gotten up here quite easily. Clay, man, Adams. Those look a lot more difficult than the southern residentials from the shore. And that's all part of the Appalachian Trail. I mean, people get all this far up and then they keep on going all the way down over all these summits. And then it zigzags back to Pinkham Notch, which is, you can't even see, it's down below here. And then back up Wildcat, that's where we were the other day. The ski slopes there are Wildcat. And then over the Wildcat summits and down back into Carter Notch, where we were on our first day. It's been quite a ride. It's been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. And all we've got left is to make our way down. So, see you in a bit. Well, here we are back at Pinkham Notch Visitor Center. We've certainly spent a lot of time here. Didn't get any pictures or video on the way down, you know, just really wasn't anything too exciting to look at. We are wrapped up. And ready to go. We've done our fair share of hiking. Dad, how are you feeling after that descent?
Warm. No.
That's how I'm feeling.
I feel
Man.
good after that descent.
That was the best descent I've ever made.
That was easy. That was fun.
We were all the way up. Where the hell were we? We were all the way up there.
Over there, Gary. Tuckermans. That's Tuckermans.
Where? Yeah, but no, it's not. Can't even remember where we were, because that's the summit right up there.
That's a summit, but
Tuckermans would be to the left. You can't see Tuckermans from here.
Tuckermans is behind here. That's right.
Yeah.
You're right. But see the rock to
Yeah.
the left there? That's where climbing straight up that. Can
Yeah.
you imagine? Are we crazy?
We are totally insane. That's us.
Well, congratulations, Gary.
Same to you, Dad.
Nice job.
That was awesome.